This is a horror game, and not intended for all audiences. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Hello everyone, welcome to Slay the Princess. This game popped up in my YouTube feed for a while and I was like, what's that? And one day, finally, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna check this out. And so I started watching somebody else's video and I got 5 minutes in and I thought, I gotta play this. It looks kind of like a horror fantasy version of the Stanley Parable, which is something that I wish I could have played blind on my channel, but I do have the opportunity to play this game. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. As mentioned, this is a horror game. We've played horror games on my channel, and we enjoy them. Also, I noticed on Steam, this game has 97 achievements, and that's a lot. I'm not going to be going for all of them, but we may see a few pop up every now and then. Alright, it's continuing to move as we wait, so I think I'll just wait and see what happens if we wait long enough. Maybe there's an ending for waiting on the title screen. This is a blind playthrough, so I ask no spoilers, and for this one in particular, I'm going to ask no recommendations or no reminding me of things that I missed. Just I want to experience this as blind as possible because I feel that is the best way to experience this game. So I appreciate if you keep any comments to what I have already experienced in the game. Thank you very much. No, we're just back here in the cell. Alright, let's start a new game. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, like Stanley Parable, we have a narrator who tells us what to do, and then we're gonna get some choices. That's all I know about this game, by the way. I noticed that my mouse cursor is a wolf hand with a claw. I don't know if you can see that, but that might suggest something, according to the story.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So right now, we have an inversion of the trope of a princess being kidnapped and we have to save her, but also we have an unreliable narrator saying, you have to kill the princess to save the world. And here we go, we have a bunch of options. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. Alright, so this was the moment when I thought, I gotta play this for myself, because it also reminds me of the Talos principle, because there's a bunch of different choices based on different views, different perspective. So at first I thought about trying to do something different than maybe you've seen for other people and just like start by going straight to the cabin and just doing what the narrator says. But honestly, probably someone else has done that already. And also, I want to play this like I want to play it. And so I'm going to do what I would do the first time around. Maybe end up going through all these before the playthrough is over. So I would ask questions. I'd be like, what are you talking about?
About the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Or so you say. So these are new options based on what we just said. But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe, okay, there's some other things. Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing it. Alright, so my choice would be, what's the evidence?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
So no, you have no evidence. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
Okay, what happens if she gets out?
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
I don't trust you, but this is, of course, one of the paths that the creator expects people to go down first. They probably had several personalities in mind and created paths for those personalities, plus more paths. So do I see anything new? No, I think it's just old options. Oh no, here's a new one. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold! Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens, but a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies.
Same to you.
And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Alright, so bringing in a new voice, playing another trope.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's the only option.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I can either take the blade or enter without it. You know what? I suppose I'll take it, just in case, you know. The princess might actually be dangerous.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright, it is in my pointer now. I have a wolf hand with a blade. I don't think this is coming in through the recording, but I'm not sure. I could be sounding like a fool.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
But does she live here or is she imprisoned here? Also, by the way, I really like the art. Looks like a pencil drawing. Very nice.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Hello.
She sounds dangerous.
This doesn't sound dangerous.
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking in on you. I think I'm here to kill you. Checking in.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You sound kind of dangerous. You don't sound like a terrified, imprisoned person. You sound a little bit smug.
You walk down the stairs.
Hello.
And lock eyes with the princess.
This is not your home, is it?
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
The hero is giving the naive voice of like, no, we have to do what the trope says. We have to do what the archetypal story says and save the captive princess. And so, not only do we not trust the narrator, we don't trust the hero either.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What would give you that idea? Is it the knife in my wolf's hand? What? No way! Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Steel your nerves and step forward. I'm just here to talk for now.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
That's a strange thing to say.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat.
Can't we just talk while I have the blade at my side? You know, not threateningly.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I can either drop it or tighten my grip. That's one or the other. Well, right now, I'm not... Well, this isn't saying slay her, but I don't really want to lose my weapon just in case she's some kind of monster, which I clearly am. But I don't know. We'll do the talking thing first.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
I didn't have to step forward.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
It is pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. No, okay. Let's find out information. And be friendly.
Before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Oh, you're just acting like a princess, but you're trying to make me mad.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Seems like an ordinary monarch to me. Let's make the joke.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
What was the other thing? How long have you been here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Or you, apparently. How would I get you out of here? You're supposed to end the world. Let's see. So we tried to talk. He hasn't given any details. So we might as well just get to the point now, right? There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Why not?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
You think?
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, they haven't. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here? I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. I'm sure they have their reasons. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. So it looks like she wants me to ask. So, why not oblige and say I was hoping you'd tell me?
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
That's true.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Which is why I'm talking to you.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Killing each other? You mean me killing you, right? Not us killing each other? Or did you actually mean that? Do you have some kind of, like, secret thing that you'd be killing me with?
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Well, from the beginning, if you had been open and honest, then I probably would have been more inclined to trust you, but based on what you have said, I can't trust you. Based on what you have said.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Are you trying to get me to trust the narrator and put a knife in you?
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
I'm starting to wonder if she and the narrator were working together for this. I should say that I think this princess, I am quite under the impression that this princess has some kind of magical powers or magical transformation that having a knife inside of her would do something to, or letting her go would let out, or, you know, she might just be an ordinary person with no magical powers, but I don't know that. Also, I'm going to change the options to make the music a little quieter because the voices are not that loud. Oh, I can say. Oh, I should have been saving the whole time. Oh well. We'll go through one without saving. How would I get you out of here? Okay, we've talked enough. I'll ask how, because this is not committing to doing it. There's gonna be a point where I have to make a choice.
Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
What do you mean by that?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
You're gonna, like, cut your arm off or something? Or...
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Well, that's the only choice. We've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
No, I haven't.
You know why you're here.
Uh-oh. I can slay. I don't have a knife. I'm getting you out of here. I'm gonna keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Alright, well, that one
seems
for
like
now.
a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
Can I full screen this? Okay, I can, but it's probably... I'll have to change OBS for that.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't...
Oh, are you gonna tell me?
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Yeah.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I could either... free the princess, slay the princess, or leave. I don't really want to free this princess. She seems kind of threatening. I think I'll just leave her here.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess.
No!
and make your
It's a
way to the
terrible idea.
stairs.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Yeah.
Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. No, we're sticking to the plan and locking her down here. This is such a great game. It makes you make choices. I could just select to choose whatever, or I could just try to make a good choice. I don't know if there are any good choices in this game. I have no instinct on what is the right choice. Like, for now, I suppose we can assume that there is no magic power. I don't know. I've been under the assumption that this princess has some kind of horrible magic power. This might just
Death
be...
of all of us, but fine.
This might just be
Have it your
the
way.
destroy the world ending.
You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
That's not barricaded. What are you talking about?
Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Nah. Also, that doesn't sound like a princess voice anymore.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
So apparently she's just on the other side of the door.
Terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
I might be asleep.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
That is true, and you wouldn't tell me.
It
And neither would the
doesn't sound
narrator.
Like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I could, say, threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. Or, so all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster. Or I could ignore her and go to sleep. So, if anyone was really in this situation would probably just be terrified to all hell and go running as far and fast as we could. But that's not one of the options. So I'm just gonna say that I'm already asleep and just go to sleep.
Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention. You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
So either Princess Monster got out or somebody else came in and
Where is she?
went down.
Thanks for helping
Hello.
me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working.
Why, hello. I didn't kill you. You're thankful for
It
that,
isn't all
right?
at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
I mean, I may still be asleep.
Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
Okay, so Hero was like, Narrator, what are you doing? You shouldn't say that. And Narrator's like, but this is literally happening. So it's treating the narrator like some kind of dungeon master.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer.
Hello.
One silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
That's probably not pleasant.
Or maybe
Whoa!
I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills.
Please, that's my face. Can you go somewhere else?
What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
Well, at least it's not painful.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
No. Chapter 2? That was just chapter 1?
You're on a path
Okay.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Am I another character now?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Interesting that it says chapter 2. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't it happened already? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here? She's gonna kill me again. Yeah, but I died! Oh wait, no, those are two separate ones. She's gonna kill me again!
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
You think so?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh! What if he hears us?
Oh, and we got a new voice.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
So the narrator is acting like this is the beginning, but certainly seems to know that the previous round happened. This is so off-putting in such a good way. It's like it just gets under your skin. It's like, ugh. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Proceed to the cabin, turn around and leave. Yeah, let's go with that
Those
one.
are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still can't. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out for you? No comment. Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And your solution is to send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess, or do you want the princess to slay us?
Oh. The writer knew what the player was thinking and put this voice in based on our choice. That's what I'm saying.
Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't.
Or it could just be that thing where you interpret something to be relevant to you, even if it's just generic. Because that line could also just be generic Chapter 2 new voice. Doesn't necessarily have to be because of our choice.
Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Yeah, it does seem so, doesn't it?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. Sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Well, there's a new voice.
Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just made us stop working.
So I wonder if all of these voices are supposed to be within the player character's mind. Like, we have multiple personality disorder or something. And if that is true, I wonder if those multiple personalities are because of some kind of princess magic.
And that's only
Somehow.
scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world altogether? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I'm rebalancing the audio again because the voices are so quiet. So yeah, like, what happened? Did time rewind itself, or is this another world? What happened after we died?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Well, at this point, we have no reason to believe there are any other people in this world. Just saying.
If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us? I want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Being around here in the end shut down all of my organs. What am I supposed to do about that? To quote you from last time, she's just a princess. How can you justify saying that? She's clearly something far, far worse. Yeah, let's do this one.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, we could ask who locked her in the basement, or we could talk about the organs. Let's mention the organs.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Who locked her in the basement?
People locked her in that basement, and
Who?
I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate
You are the
things.
least trustworthy narrator I've ever heard. You're being cagey.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
It does come across as a dungeon master who's asked so many questions that he hasn't thought of the answers to. He's just like, oh, stop asking questions.
If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her?
That's a very good point.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust him.
Or because he wants to do something with the world with the princess gone.
Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles and just get to the cabin already.
It could be that the narrator and the princess are two opposing forces who both want to destroy the world. If I off either of them, the other will destroy the world.
No, you should do anything but that. We know what's waiting for us in that basement.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Could it possibly have anything to do with my wolf hand as the mouse cursor?
You can't just goad us into doing something by calling us special. It's manipulative. Why are you trying to manipulate us?
I love the writing in this game. I love the paranoid voice.
I don't know, I kinda like being special.
Of course you would.
Okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into doing something, but he's not even the one who makes the decisions here. I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm trying to say is that you have to be the one to deal with her. I know it doesn't seem fair, but that's just the way it is. And for what it's worth, I know you have it in you to finish the job. We don't. You saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, we could proceed to the cabin, we could turn around and leave. Because if the princess doesn't know that we didn't help her escape, then we'll be safe, right?
This is good. I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers there are to be found, they aren't here, and they definitely aren't there. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Maybe home, assuming I have a home. Okay, fine, you're persistent. Ugh. Okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin and talk to her. Maybe I'll slay her, maybe I won't. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I am not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Gonna go walk in the opposite direction now. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
It's just the image flipped.
That's strange.
Oh.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Of course, Dungeon Master. Okay, turn around again and leave again. Let's do it.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
This is totally D&D players going where the Dungeon Master didn't intend them to.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting fuzzy.
Ooh, something new happened. Uh-oh.
What's going on? Where are we?
That's a good question.
It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
We're getting hair over our vision. The world around you is unwound. Its physical matter replaced by a textured nothingness is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Hey, hands. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Uh-oh. Is evil princess trying to possess us and kick us out of our bodies? This is a nightmare, wake up, or embrace the thoughts constricting you. Let's just wake up. It's not. Okay. I got an achievement, and now I'm in chapter 1 again.
Woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. So is this back? It said chapter 1. Are these all the original? It's all the original choices. So yeah, we're at chapter 1 again. I think that's probably a good place to end the episode. Let me know your spoiler-free thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Slay the Princess and other awesome games. I'll see you next time. Bye!